Okay, meanwhile, we were on this short break. There was a question in my head. You just told me that you are also a principal of a school.
Ahead.
Yeah, head means that you are looking after the entire school, or how do you define your role there?
Uh, Head of curriculum. So I look after the international branch of the school section. So it's a CBSE, like the national curriculum, as well as international curriculum. So I look after the academics part of the international curriculum.
Okay, so you're not directly with the school activities,
No, no,
directly,
no.
are
It's
you?
a direct with the school, but like
Acha.
we have a principal who looks after both CBSE and
Uh-huh.
international.
Okay.
And then there is a vice principal who looks after CBSE fully. And then
Okay.
I am a head of Cambridge. So I look after the Cambridge curriculum.
Okay, so from the perspective of a school management individual, what do you
Yes.
think is what are the challenges of the we have spoken of the children, the parents, and the teachers, but what is the perspective of the management? I would like to have that.
Um, this is a little tricky.
I know, but
There are,
we have to talk. चलो थोड़ा
we have
थोड़ा
to,
सही थोड़ा थोड़ा काट काट के सुना दो but
right. Management perspective, there are, like, it's a nuanced, again, perspective. Since it is a body that also pays after all the teachers and the things that entail in the school, it's there are many things that the say is left on the management, right? Like ultimately
Hmm,
they are the ones who are providers.
hmm,
So right from the recruitment, for example, let's just touch upon the idea of recruitment, right? So I'll talk about Cambridge because that's what I had, and that's so from the head perspective, we would want qualitative teachers to teach international curriculum. You can't have the teachers who are teaching CBSE, they are set to teach in a very certain style, and they don't innovate much. And but rather for international education, when the parents are paying a lot more, they would want teachers who are very hands on and who teach
hmm,
through a lot of activities. So it's a very active learning rather than the passive kind of learning. So the management perspective would be that why to hire so many different teachers? Why can't we just utilize our CBSE teachers? Because
hmm,
the ratio is pretty much the same or much lesser, in fact.
hmm,
And the to convince that no, we can't use those same set of teachers, and
hmm,
we need to have a different teacher. So right from the recruitment, then to the pay scale, because of course if they are international teachers, they would charge way more than what a CBSE teacher would charge. So all of these aspects, I think, in just one segment of hiring and teachers coming in, and then the attrition rate, it all gets impacted because of the management also having their own pressures and expectations from the kind of teachers we bring in, right? So they have a larger say in how things go about into the whole administration of the school. For example, the kind of furniture that we bring in, right? So of course, see, when you're running two curriculums, you have to show parents that distinction, right? Like you can't just provide the same amenities and then just call it a CBSE and a Cambridge. You need to show them that, see, here we just have one computer lab, and here we have, like, say, an air conditioned classroom or air conditioned lab or whatever the management is approved of. So that is one thing that people who are not from the educational background really struggle to understand, that what is that difference and why do we need to really put so much money in. And especially for Cambridge, I believe a lot of teacher training is one area, and even technology wise, there are a lot of things that we need to have. For example, even our books. So Cambridge has the English that we have, the language English is a first language, it's not a second language, which means it is very rich. And even in primary, the kind of English that they use, the texts that we have comes from authors of all Western backgrounds. and it is very high in vocabulary and the phrases used, idioms used. So that is very different from what the library books that we have for CBSE. So you need to have a lot many different books in your library itself, in your classroom, in your smart boards. You need to have so many different things for them to have access to the data. They need to be trained in Jolly which is a very expensive program. So again, the costing just keeps adding up, right? So that's just one area that to convince the management that it's we need to, like, if we are offering something very international, then we need to maintain the standard of international.
Exactly. So yeah, are you happy with the quality of the teachers or the students that they come for teaching? I mean, I recently hear experience that there are more teachers are by chance. So, what is the situation there? Are there teachers by chance also? Because यहाँ पे तो पहला preference यही, even if you're MSc zoology, botany, or MPhil mathematics or whatever, you still are going to be a teacher. And as taken as non-seriously, the preschool. Okay, there's the preschool here. You can start becoming a playgroup teacher. You know, playgroup में क्या पढ़ाना होता है? ये तो पढ़ाना नहीं होता है ना? This all this ideology that we have here, is it similar over there as well?
It is similar, but I would say, see, I don't know about the CBSE thing, because it of course differs for them. But having in the earlier space or the primary space, international education is a little different. Of course, the kind of teachers that we used to get 15 years back are not coming in. So what to do, right? Like, we need to have teachers. Like, AI has not still replaced them. So we need to find good teachers. But for international, it is still a little better that we have young girls coming in, and who would otherwise just get married or not do anything else, but they are now coming into and working as a preschool teachers. And the young teachers are like very good option rather than having any other curriculum teachers, I believe, because they are very young and enthusiastic and open to learning, and they haven't had any experience, which is always better than having an experience and then unlearning and relearning.
Oh, yes.
So,
Absolutely.
yes.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
So, in your, is there a big difference in your public schools and private schools?
Absolutely. Public schools, though, you saw that video that I posted, right?
Oh, yeah. Yes, yes. हमारे भी यही situation है. What about the, do you have issues like overcrowded classrooms and multi-grade teaching and lack of teachers in public schools as well?
Lack of teachers, yes. Overcrowded, I don't think so. A lot of public schools are closing down because nobody is willing to send, and those who are sending are not sending it consistently. They're just sending in maybe for the midday meal, or so a lot of issues regarding the socio-economic aspects of it. That is one big challenge that the government is facing. And when I was reading the report that the UNESCO, by the end of a year, academic year, they put out a record of how the schools private sector is doing and the public sector is doing. There's a huge gap, and it needs to be mitigated, and there needs to be stronger policy, not just beti badhao beti bachao, yeah, free education, yeah, midday meal. Ye sab are, I think, not working. So one big change in policy that I feel, from my humble opinion, is that monitoring and execution is one area that we keep failing and miserably keep failing.
Yes.
So if we strengthen that area, that once you implement a policy, for example, NEP mein, there is a policy that you do not take children who are below 2.5 years of age for schooling. Right? That was a very big change that they brought out in NEP, that we will, the year of schooling should be this, and for grade 1, they should be 5.5 or 6. But a lot of private schools still take them, and then they will make them repeat. Yeah. And parents are also okay with that. So because there is no consequence and there is no checking and monitoring. So the
Mm,
audit needs to be really in place. And
mm,
similarly for everything. So
mm,
academically speaking, any policy or change that the government is bringing, if it is not followed up thoroughly, then there is no change to be expected.
mm.
What do you think is the change that one thing that the policymakers can do?
Yes, in Pakistan, the situation is very much similar. The private sector, the good schools, the elite schools, they have established because of two reasons. One is that they're continuously providing quality teacher training. Second, that they have a very strong monitoring and evaluation system. There are departments, they're like, teams, they go look after schools, they go and they check and balance, they meet the parents and everything. But the same issue is with the public sector that when I met teachers after their training, although they had training from UNICEF and World Bank and all these big NGOs, but when I went there, they said that the training happened 4 years back. They provided us, they spent a good lot, like they spent 10 lakh rupees in our on our campus. They upgraded the classroom and there were toys and everything. And because of that, the school management, it did a lot of marketing. And instead of having 40 children, now we have 140 children sitting in the same classroom. We had to take all those tables outside because the government says that no child will go back, and there are lack of government schools there because if the nearest school is like 5 or 6 kilometers, and children have to come either on cycles or on donkeys, or they're commuting to the school through the bus. There is no other school available, and these student-centered, activity-based, colorful classrooms was quite an attraction for them. So now what is happening is this things has not been maintained well. There are only certain schools that they have kept them to represent it to the social media and to the government institutions. But the schools which are in a remote area or they're a little bit far away, they've dumped everything outside. There is no space for the children to sit, and they are back on the traditional way because the material has been finished 4 years back. And next time, whenever there will be a new project or there will be a new hiring, then and there is one teacher. We also have a lot of shortage of teachers, especially in KP and in the central Punjab. And the point is that there is one primary teacher who was teaching 1 to 5, and now he or she also got the training for ECE. So the ECE classroom is also his or her problem, along with all the other grades he or she was teaching. Some teachers are MPhil, some teachers are PhD, some are just in the public sector just for the sake of pension and all that, a pakki naukri wala concept. And then the moment they get a chance to go to grade 8 or grade 10, when there's a vacancy, they just, without even giving a second thought, they just leave. So everything just because of lack of monitoring and evaluation, and there's no level of commitment in this on the senior management, or you can say on the government management, that they won't let. Why would you train a teacher, spend so much money, and then let him or her leave? Or give
True.
him multiple classes to teach science to grade 4, English to grade 2, and then also a full day preschool.
Doesn't make
What?
sense at all.
What doesn't make sense at all? And it's all. And my basic point is that which I in my study, I also there are certain things when we are doing and we are going into the market and we are practicing. There are so many things that we just say because of our experience. But now I have the data to back my argument that when I evaluated the training, I mean when I went and meet the teachers, I spoke to them and I took the quantitative data. My data says that the teachers who had FSC or BA, the very basic education, they were more happier and satisfied with the training. Why? Because it was appropriate for their mental level or their understanding level. But the teachers who were MPhil or PhD and teaching preschool, they were unsatisfied. They were nagging about it. They were not happy. They were always pointing out, government ne ye karna tha, government ne wo karna tha, ye kya hai? Okay, their mental level is completely different. Now, so 89% of my teachers who were BA and FA category, and most of them were like senior, they've been there teaching for a long time. They enjoyed it and they said that this is perfect for us. But the ones who had higher grades because they were not aspired to be a preschool teacher, they were not giving their 100% to the job despite being all the other challenges. So my target was to see if they are satisfied after a training. Of course, it's a UNICEF training. It's an international training. I could not question the training because everything was like high standard, high quality, and they go around the globe to give trainings. I was not questioning the training. I was questioning their behaviors after the training, that even they were satisfied, they were still not able to perform, and how confident they were. Because once you know after a training you are satisfied, then your confidence level is different. But when you are in the training complaining, ye masla hai, wo masla hai, government ne ye nahi kiya, wo nahi kiya, whatever, then you are not satisfied and then you are not confident and then you are not implementing it. But I also met wonderful teachers despite with the challenges and lack of resources, they were still, trying to make the end meet. They were bringing things from home, or they were going into the community to ask for, donations. They are, but these were the ones who were satisfied from the training, and they were confident that they can still make things happen. But the other ones, on the other hand, they were just, okay, bas kaam khatam. ट्रेनिंग दिखाने का था, we had to just show it in the social media and reports में आना था तो बस ठीक है हो गया, that's हो गया. So these two behaviors were a very big eye opener for me, and I am writing a paper also about it to a policy document, so that I can recommend it to the government of KP that these are my findings, and please if you can look after it, because the hiring criteria was also based on marks. Itne marks FSC, itne marks BA, itne marks MA, MPhil. So obviously the one who had the highest score was, getting that position. So scoring for this level, preschool, is not recommended at all, and it is supported by the data, or the teachers are also, not agreed that if I am a PhD, why would I teach a 3 or 4 year old? This attitude and behavior problem is there. So this is my take on the policy matter, that qualification matters a lot. I personally believe FSC, FA young teachers, just like rightly you mentioned that you have young teachers, they have energy, they're open to learning. So teachers who have FSC or they have just hardly finished their BA, they're open to learning. Give them this opportunity. They will have fun with it. They will, find ways to get it done, rather than having people who are in their late 40s and early 50s, and they're already looking forward to their retirement. Ke bas theek hai, retire ho jayenge, then things will be done. That is not going to work, and that is not going to change.
Do you also have reservations while recruitment for a certain socio-economic background?
I think in the public sector, I don't know, because I have not worked in the public sector. I did my research although, but in the private sector, it depends on how much the school is willing to pay and what kind of a social background the school is coming from. If it's a big school like Beacon House and LGS, obviously when they're hiring teachers, they also look forward to उनके family का background क्या है, या father क्या करते हैं, या husband क्या करते हैं. There's a yes, only certain cases, if the school is in a remote area where there are less educated people and there are less females, then yes, they do compromise on that as well. But the training system is very strong, the monitoring system is strong. They look after that teacher, they groom her, they even tell her what to wear, how to speak, all those aspects of being a good teacher is, drilled on her. But for the low socioeconomic schools, like jahan pe fees is not the fees, sorry, the salary is 10,000, 12,000, 15,000. I don't think so that matter a lot, because these schools are running on the survival mode. Because teachers come in, saal date ke baad shaadi hogi, chale gaye, bacha ho gaya, chale gaye. They are so like inconsistent with their job and so unprofessional about that even these schools are not willing to spend time and money on trainings, because जैसे हम train करते हैं और ये 6 महीने बाद चली जाती है. Or some of the teachers, they are so I'm sorry to say, but so unethical, कि वो training एक school से लेती है, एक school से साल का experience लेती है, और next year अगले school में जहाँ vacancy आती है, even for 2, 3, 4,000 rupees, they'll just switch.
They will, yes, that is a trend we have also seen.
Yes, and they don't even honor or respect that place, that the place which gave you time and spent energy on you और आपको सिखाया है, वो कहते हैं ना, आंखों में शर्म का पानी भी नहीं रहा ना. So these are the problems here. और जब ये टीचरों को बात करो तो उनको तकलीफ भी होती है, उनको चुभती भी है ये बातें. ये जो सच है वो तो सच है ना, जो सच है वो तो सच है. हम जितना मर्जी इसको डिनाई कर ले.
Yeah,
हमने
go on.
मैंने कहा we are ourselves as teachers have lost it as well. We have lost our respect
Yes,
because if my child's teacher is just going to skip in the middle of the year without informing the school management, following the proper way of giving a resignation letter, what will be my impression if I see the same teacher in another school, right? I will
right.
not be appreciating her. Even if my sister's child is going to that school, I'll say उस टीचर से बच के रहना या उस टीचर से
Come
ना
back.
पढ़ने देने देना. this
True,
this
true.
this is a cycle. It happens.
It happens. But I also have another perspective to this. I agree that beach mein to you can't leave. Like you need to complete the academic year. And then if you feel like, chalo, it's not theek hai, then you inform and leave.
Huh.
Because, yeah, but beach mein, I feel it's unfair for the students.
Yes.
And that is something that even I really don't appreciate. But otherwise, if because a lot of schools, private sector here is very toxic. The culture is really bad. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
The
Agree.
principal is constantly shouting. The
Hmm.
coordinator is, under pressure. There are targets to be met. So the
Hmm.
teachers become so frustrated. And I
Hmm.
have seen this on the other side, right? So
Yes. Yes.
now,
Yes.
just because I am on this side, I cannot tell my teachers that, no, no, no. I'm an empathetic leader, and I tell them that, see, it is, I understand that this is the problem, and the toxicity is too much. However, I will always recommend that you complete a year, you
Hmm.
leave on good terms,
Yeah. Of course.
and
Of course. That
as
is the
much as possible.
professional way. That's the
Yeah, as
professional
much
way
as
to do.
possible you leave. Yeah.
Hmm.
And if you feel like ab nahi ho raha hai, for whatever reason, for personal reasons, ye wo,
Hmm.
then of course then there's no other option, then
Ah,
you have to leave.
true, that is true. But even people with this sort of professional attitude are becoming less every year. The
Yeah,
more
yeah, yeah.
the more you get into these teachers, and the management is not trusting the teachers. Teachers are not trusting the management, because if something like this happens, some teacher leaves all of a sudden, or maybe leaves within a week or something, the other teachers who are there, they have to cover up for them and do their work, and it becomes a problem for them. So empathy is nowhere to be found in this profession,
No,
like
but
the way it should be. मतलब कौन से टीचर्स थे, कौन है जो अभी रात को उठ के रोते कि मेरा फलां बच्चा पास हो जाए, अल्लाह मियां वो इतनी मेहनत की. Nobody. No, there are very
nobody. True.
there are no teachers like this. I haven't met them. Yes, there are teachers who are concerned about their students, but only till they are in the school. After that,
Yeah.
they are not bothered. They don't talk
Yeah.
about it. Even if they have to make fun of their students, they will make fun. But I
Hmm.
remember when I was teaching mathematics in the International School of Shorpat, I was there for 10 years. I used to tell my parents and my students, if I am teaching you maths, you should not have a maths tutor. If you want to stay after school, if it is official, for example, sometimes they're remedial classes, fine. But
Yes.
if there are topics or things that you do not understand, or you want extra practice, or you were not able to come to school due to illness or anything, I am here in school after the school hours for 1 hour. You can come to me anytime. I should not get this complaint from your parent that I'm looking for a tutor because Miss Sadaf is not able to make my child understand math. आई यूज टू टेक इट
Hmm.
एज क्या कहते हैं उसको, बड़ा मैं ऑफेंसिव हो जाती थी कि मेरे बच्चे ट्यूशन ना जाए, नो मैटर व्हाट. तो ये कि आई यूज टू पुट अ लॉट ऑफ एफर्ट जस्ट टू मेक श्योर दैट आई एम हैप्पी विद देम एंड दे आर हैप्पी विद मी. एंड बच्चों का बिहेवियर इज रेसिप्रोकल. When you give them
Yes.
that positive energy, they do reply back or multiply it then for you, right? Even boys or
Yes.
girls, the matter with the gender. So there are
Yes.
still teachers who are this much committed to their profession, but the ratio is declining every year, and that
Declining every week. True, true, true. I agree with that also. Okay, so to conclude,
yes.
it was now that we've reached a point where we have discussed the parents, the teachers scenario, the policymakers. So, what is that one piece of advice that you would want to give to either parents, teachers, educators, or policymakers, either for early years education in Pakistan or even general education?
Hmm.
And what are your some of the advices that you think that can truly bring a change?
Thank you for this question. Yes, it's a very much needed question by the end of this talk. My 2 cents for this would be that these children are not your children or my children. These are the children for the next generation, right? We are going to leave eventually one day. They are going here to stay here. They're going to build this place. And we need to make sure that when we leave, it's a better place for them, the way it was for us. So all this compartment of being a parent or being a teacher, we need to find ways, we need to find mutual platforms there where a mother, a school principal, a tutor, even I bring tutors in as well, because tutors have also in Pakistan is a big problem. They have their own set of problems. So I want all those adults who are looking after these children, either their early year, primary year, middle school, we need to break these barriers and let these children feel safe. Our children are not emotionally safe. They feel in a different way with the parent, they feel in a different way with the teacher, with the principal. And just because we are not able to make a one unit feeling for them, that if my mom is asking me not to do this, or if my teacher is saying not to do this, my mom will say, she will second her and she will say, I remember जब घर में एक बड़ा डांटता था तो बाकी सब चुप कर जाते थे कि because this is the good for the child and everybody would say
Yes.
आपने गलत किया. But now when the teacher is scolding or saying something to the child not to do it, the mother will say, तुम कौन होती हो मुझे कहने वाली, मेरे बच्चे को कहने वाली, right? And then the
Yes.
management, obviously, she will come with the complaint to the principal, and the principal has to retain her student. She will have to make her parents satisfied. She'll say to the teacher, "Bhai, isko tumne kuch nahi kehna, pyar se kehna." Now the child is learning how to exploit and manipulate these situations. It's the adults who need to be, on the one page. बच्चे तो सीख जाते हैं, बहुत कुछ सीख जाते हैं. We need to find ways to, break these barriers between us, these distances between us. We need to come closer, no matter if the child's health, safety, studies, whatever the aspect of the child is. Your child should be as important to me as my child is to me. Then it is the
Right.
only way that we can bring everybody together, because the future, nobody has seen the future, and we can foresee that the future of these gen alpha, beta, and no matter whatever the next nasal is going to be, it's going to be completely different. And these children are going to point, मेरी माँ वहां कोने पे थी, मेरी टीचर उस कोने पे थी, मेरा स्कूल मैनेजमेंट उस कोने पे था. We adults are not on the same page, and that is what my experience is the cause of the problem in the society, especially when it comes to bringing up the children.
So we all need to come to a consensus and find
Yes.
solutions that actually work, right?
Yes.
And keeping the child at the center, just like
Yes.
how it should be.
Exactly. The child should feel safe and feel that my mother is going to stop me from something. My teacher is going to, and if my teacher is saying stop on the red signal, she herself is going to stop at the red signal. Right? If my teacher is saying not to throw a wrapper on the floor, throw it in the bin, then my mother should also throw it in the bin and ask me to do the same. And if a man on the street watches me throwing a wrapper on the floor or on the road, he should say, no, beta, pick it up and go and throw it in the bin. Because if every adult is saying the same thing, no matter what, the child will follow it. And it will become the part of his or her personality, that I have to be the same sort of adult who cares for every child. Right?
Yes.
That is my take on this issue so far.
Very nice thought, and I hope that the change really comes in both our countries, and
Inshallah.
because it is very pertinent, inshallah. We have
Inshallah.
hope. Yes, and
yes. We should
yes,
never
hope is
lose
there.
hope. We should never lose hope. We are Muslims, we believe in Allah, and Allah says never lose hope. You never know what good is going to come
What
after
can
all
happen.
this hardship. Yes. So we are
Absolutely,
always
absolutely.
looking forward to that. Yes.
Yes, true, true. It was lovely. Any parting thoughts? Anything that you would want to say?
I would like you to share something about how you feel about this talk today.
As I said in my opening statement, that I was very delighted that I met you on LinkedIn, and I felt instantly that okay, you are on a similar wavelength that I am, and this talk has really strengthened my belief that, as educators, no matter where we live, and the situation is the same, and we really need to have hands-on things now to really curb the uh, educational system.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's going to get ruined very fast and very
Mm.
very soon. Like, we can see it happening. So
Yes.
I'm really glad that you took that initiative, and I hope that we can collaborate in the future as well.
Yes. Yes.
Here's to hoping many more endeavors together.
Yes, good, good. Looking forward to that as well, Khushboo. It was lovely talking to you. I love your smile. You're such a happy soul. Wish you
Thank
all the good luck and health and blessings to you and your family. And please stay in touch. And if whenever next time, if there's something you would like to discuss about, we can have more people. Something regarding the education or personally for the social well-being and the emotional well-being of the teachers and the students. So, we can come up and, have a debate, another debate, and at least give the words, because, people here do not like to share much. But when we are talking something, they say, oh, mere dil ki baat, oh, mere muh ki baat chili, They even want us to, say their words, what they feel like. So I think we should be brave enough to, break that barrier and then, step up and say, हमने बोल दिया, अब तुम कुछ करके दिखा दो.
Yes, true, true. And
Okay.
that's the spirit of collaboration.
Yes.
Yes, hoping that we manage to bring in more people, more like-minded
Inshallah.
educators, and
Inshallah. Inshallah.
talk about all these important issues, and maybe find a good solution so that we can spread this and make it
Yes.
bigger.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's plan a webinar sometime in October or something like that. We can have more people that we can talk
Sure.
about social issues of the teachers, so that
Right.
we can give some voice to the teachers as well, so that they can, think of there's somebody for us as well.
Yes, and October is the mental health, the 10th of October, right? So around
Yes,
that time,
yes,
we have a lot of
yes,
webinars or for
yeah,
teachers' well-being. So
exactly.
definitely we can plan something on
We
that.
can plan something like that. Okay. Chalo, nice
Sure,
talking to
sure.
you.
Same,
Stay blessed,
likewise.
stay happy, and wish
Thank
you all
you.
the good luck for everything you do and for your future endeavors.
Thank you.
Looking forward to meet you as well. कभी मौका मिले तो इंडिया भी जरूर आऊंगी. I would love
Definitely.
Taj Mahal. Oh my God, I want to see Taj Mahal so bad.
Yeah, same. I've also heard so many beautiful stories about Pakistan, and hopefully one day.
Let's meet at Wagah border then sometime. वैसे
It is
where
too
where
far.
by the way इंडिया में
I'm
कहाँ
from
से हो?
Hyderabad.
अच्छा हैदराबाद.
Hyderabad.
अच्छा
It's in the
अच्छा.
south.
हमारे पास भी एक हैदराबाद है.
I know, I know, I'm aware. Where do you stay?
I am in Lahore.
Lahore. So that's the center, right?
Yes, yes, just right next to Amritsar.
Oh, nice, nice. We
Yes,
also, Lahore was pre-independence. It was like that,
yes,
right?
yes,
Then
yes,
it got,
yes, yes,
yeah, yeah.
yes,
It's very similar to, like, of what
yes, yes.
from the films that we
They,
have
they,
seen.
yes, there was a lot of tug of war to have Lahore in India, but Lahore Pakistan कहाँ से आ गया?
True, true, true.
ये लाहौर लाहौर है. जिनने लाहौर नहीं तकिया वो जमया ही नहीं. ठीक है ना, जिसने लाहौर नहीं देखा वो पैदा नहीं हुआ. This is a famous saying in Punjab.
Ah,
Yes. जिसने लाहौर नहीं देखा
okay.
वो पैदा नहीं हुआ. So if you want to get rebirth, please come to Pakistan.
Come to definitely, definitely. With that hope, I might.
Chalo,
All
okay,
right.
thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much,
much. Have a
Vishnu.
good
Just
day.
loving talking to you.
Same,
Inshallah,
same.
see you again and see you same way, smiling, happy, and wish
Done,
you.
done. And let's keep up the good work. You also start
Yes,
your YouTube and put up all this podcast, create content so we can share
yeah,
it
yeah,
across.
yeah, yeah, sure, sure,
Great, great.
sure, sure.
All right.
I'll
Chalo,
send
take
it with
care.
you. Okay, take care. I'll
Done,
send
done.
it with you.
Take
I'll
care.
share with you. Okay, okay.
Sure.
Bye bye. Allah Hafiz.
Bye,
Allah Hafiz.
bye.